Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? It is Friday, April 23rd at 2:35 p.m. Mountain Time, and it has been a rough week in cryptocurrency world. Things looking a little up, but still been a pretty rough week, and we're going to go over all of that, and we're going to take a look at some things that I'm looking at and the indecisiveness of the market and kind of what I'm doing right now because of the indecisiveness of the market. So, anyways, if you do like what you watch in these videos, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it greatly. And yeah, let's get on with it. So, obviously, the only piece of news I really want to talk about is it's not even more news, but well, it's news. It's news. It was an announcement, but it's news. Bitcoin tumbles after reports Joe Biden will raise taxes on rich. I haven't read too much into this, but I think him being president, we knew that was coming. The capital gains tax is going to be as high as 43.4%. Um, kind of insane. Kind of insane. I look at capital gains tax as, I take all the risk, and if I make money, I just got to give it away. I mean, I understand tax, I do, but you're already getting my income tax, and you know it's kind of wild that when I lose money, it's a 15% write off when you add up you add it into your expenses, but maybe it should be fair each way. It just tells me that they're constantly getting more money than we are. But anyways, all viewpoints on taxation aside, that right when this came out is when Bitcoin dropped, and I don't know. I've been trying to think about it a little bit. I think the S&P dropped like 40 points in an hour, and it was a pretty massive sell, but that recovered today as well. So I'm thinking that, cryptocurrencies are showing a recovery. We're not out of the woods yet. I'm not quite there saying like, oh yeah, we're fine, we're going to move back up. But anyways, this is the exact time that Bitcoin started coming down, along with every other cryptocurrency as well, and it came down hard. Uh, let's see, that was here. And after already a huge drop on the rumor of the U.S. Treasury going after institutions for money laundering. So, I mean, we dropped from a high, let's see, I believe it dropped right here, actually. This was yesterday's candle before 6. This was at, don't know, okay. So, early afternoon. So, it dropped from high of 55,469 to a low of 47,500 on Coinbase. So quite the significant drop, and we have 3.5 hours left in this daily candle. Actually bought two things. I woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, looked at my phone, and there you have it. I was looking at patterns and supports and resistances, and it was game over from then on. But I did fall back asleep, slept pretty well actually, because I'm very little in my size. And actually, to announce, not to announce, I was at one point all cash for the first time since probably December. If you've been watching the videos, you know that I've really lightened up my positions. Right now, for me, not saying you should do this, I'm only in trades, and I'm still waiting for clarity and direction. And right now, the direction is down. Supports are breaking. If you look, let's look at what's happened in the past few weeks. We have previous all-time high. We have all-time high here, and then we have a new all-time high here. But the difference between this all-time high is it didn't reach the high end of this channel. Right, if you remember, I was watching for around $67,000, and that would have felt right to me. Now we also went into this channel for a few days, and this is where we broke down out of it. Like, this weakness was noticeable, but right when we broke down out of this, we broke, and we recovered a little bit, but there's short sellers in the cryptocurrency market, so it's going to be coupled with that and some dip buyers. 51,300. I'd have to look into why it bounced exactly off that level, but it did. But we also, let's look at the hourly. I have so many lines on this chart, it's a little cluttered. So let's break it down a little more. So we have a little bear flag here and broke down out of that. The other thing I'm starting to see is the permabull YouTubers ignoring bearish signals. Like, well, it's bearish, but I'm still holding on to it. And I mainly watch YouTube because they get their news faster than me, and so I'll go on there and just skim through it and watch for the news that they have, usually on like Cointelegraph and stuff like that. And then I'll go through Cointelegraph. But anyways, look at that. Like, broke down big time, then broke down. Now, I mean, it's that magical 52,000 mark. Like, if we can get above there, right now the 50-day moving average is at 52,172. Is that right? Or is that the 56? Anyways, you could see I'll tell you. Yeah, 52,000. About 52,200. 52,159. So that's what we're looking at, and as like the next resistance, along with this resistance right there. So you can see we bumped into this a few times, and that's just the hourly. So it's not a long-term thing to watch. The longer the time frame, the more further out you can outlook your decisions. But yeah, you could see we've had a nice recovery. I would have liked to see a bullish engulfing candle here. Would have shown a little more strength. And then on the daily, I'm essentially looking at the same thing on everything. Because, I mean, Bitcoin goes up, everything else goes up for the most part. Bitcoin goes down, everything else goes down for the most part. But you could see this hammer candle starting to form. I'd like to see it finish green. I just personally, in my experience, when it finishes green, it has a higher percentage of producing a reversal. Even if it's like $1 or $10 red, I tend to not have much luck with that. But still, nice to see recovery like this, and we'll see how it plays out. But you can see Ethereum, same thing. You get off the hourly. And a little bit bigger recovery, and I'd like to see this finish green again. And this is pretty typical too of some things, some of what some other things have been seeing, right? Is all-time high, then sell-off, right? I'm just using Polkadot and Link as an example. All-time high, sell-off. Link, not so drastic, but all-time high, sell-off. This is another position just in a trade that I'm in. Link and Ethereum are the only two trades that I'm in. The rest is cash, and that's it. That's where I want to be right now, just because it is so indecisive. We're around 50,000 Bitcoin. I think the odds are probably about the same to see 40,000 as it is to see 60,000. And I think that I don't think we're going to have to wait very long to see. But, I mean, this has been encouraging to see. The other thing that I do like, even if we come down to 30,000, which could happen. The other thing that I do like, at least for recovery, is we still have this overhead gap right here at 60,165 on the Bitcoin futures chart. So that's encouraging. But look, the 200-day moving average on the futures chart is all the way down underneath 30,000, and look how separated we are from it. We broke down below the 50. So I really only use the futures chart to look at the gaps that it creates. And then, I mean, there's no sense in not just using the Bitcoin price chart. I'll clear up some of these lines for the next video, but not really getting too much into all these little supports and resistances. And it's cluttered up because I've been looking at shorter time frames just because I've been mostly trading, not so much holding. But you can see right now, this last wick, this could probably move up a tiny bit. Facing some resistance right there. But everybody that I've talked to, including myself, kind of looking at that 52,000 mark and see what it does if we can close over there. The close yesterday was 51,701. So that'd be nice to see. Green candle finish. Will it happen? We'll see. We're close. I'd say it's looking more to the downside than anything. Now, Bitcoin dominance staying right around that 51. Started to show a little bit and then sold off. Altcoins, we talked about like the higher high and higher low, which actually, then we had a bearish engulfing candle, kind of a strange one, but still, and then bounced right off the 50-day moving average. So, we had this all-time high, and then not as hard of a sell-off as we've seen in some of the examples that I provided, and then we had like a lower high here. So we'll see how it finishes. I'd like to see these hammer candles finish green. They don't necessarily have to, but it just shows that much more strength, especially in one day. I mean, that's a large range. So, Ethereum, it has been the Ethereum show, and Ethereum is down 2%. Bitcoin's down 1%. So Ethereum took a little bit harder of a drop, but we'll see what happens. Kind of a coin flip, and I just wanted to add in that there are some that are green today. Never heard of Pirate Chain. You got Waves, Compound. That's up 10%. Celsius is up 10%. Pancake Swap is up 4.8%. So there are some that aren't doing as bad, and this is just the top 100. If we go to the next 100, is there any others that are green? You got Ample Fourth. I accidentally brought that one up in the live stream a week or two ago. And so you see some are green. I'm not really looking into altcoins right now. They're the most risky. So if Bitcoin should head down to 40,000, I don't want to be in low liquidity altcoins if that is the case. So I'm just playing it safe right now. The other thing is that I did enter first stock trade since January. I have been watching, not as closely as I normally do, but one of my favorite ones to trade. And I've been talking about this on my Twitter since, actually before $2, after it IPO'd and it went up to 1064 and then sold off on earnings and reports of they're canceling their plans with their own factory. So it went down to like $1.69 or $1.39 or something like that. And I ended up doing really well on it after it passed $2 and been trading it ever since about 20. But this and Tilray were the last two stocks I was in January before I moved everything over to crypto. I do have a gap on NEO. I'm not in this long term. I'm just getting back, making small trades. Gap at 58.65. The reason I liked it was because we broke out of this little downtrend, and Tesla has earnings after the bell on Monday, so I'm looking to get a little piggyback off of those earnings for the anticipation, and then I'll probably sell before the end of the close on Monday, regardless of what NEO does. If I don't, I may buy some puts to help hedge my position a little bit. So it'll be a decision, but I'm about 80-20 that I'll sell before earnings, and I do expect a little run up because people anticipate Tesla earnings, and this will get a little piggyback off of it. So I'm into that. I'm watching a few others, and I'll slowly get more and more back into that. It's good to have the balance. Definitely good to have the balance. Crypto, it ended up being the right move. Big time drops recently, but anyways, that's it. Like if you have anything that you'd like me to discuss on the next one, there's really not much more to watch than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and what we talked about in the video. In my opinion, that's what I'm watching. So if you have anything to add to that, I'd love to hear it. But it's so indecisive right now. I really don't want to risk much, if anything at all. So, like I said, I think that it's probably actually it's yeah, I'd say it's probably about 50-50 whether we see 40,000 next or 60,000 next. So there's no need to be over aggressive in any decision in any direction, in my opinion. So that's where I sit. So good luck to what you're planning on doing, and I don't think that the bull market is over. And even if we come down to 40,000 or 30,000 or whatever, I like that we have that overhead gap. That gives me a little bit of confidence, and who knows? It could just be that more are looking to get in, and they don't want to pay $50,000 or $60,000 at the time. I mean, Dave Portnoy bought Dogecoin at 42 cents, but he didn't want to buy Bitcoin at 62,000. So it's like, that's what people are looking to do, and they may not understand the supply aspect of it. It's kind of like the float on a stock, on why Dogecoin will never be $60,000. But anyways, just kind of been thinking about, and it just came down to I just want to watch. I had a lot of stop losses hit. I probably had on trades, and I've been moving my stop losses up on long-term positions. Hit in the last week than I had hit in the previous 2 months before that, or 3 months before that. So it's kind of a sign, and that's when I think in the last video or 2 videos ago I mentioned I had lightened up my position significantly, and it was a couple days ago was the first time I was all cash, or yesterday maybe, I forget exactly when. Yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday. First time I was all cash since probably sometime in December in crypto. So anyways, feel free to leave a comment. I do get back to all of them unless they're scams. Watch out, there's scam services, always phishing. But anyways, and if you like the video today, even though it's not one where we're saying this is clear, we're going up 20 or 50%, going to the moon, but I try and be honest and give my honest opinion, and it is just my opinion. So it is good to form your own and do your own research, as I am not a financial advisor. It's entertainment, information, and educational purposes only. So best of luck to you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I would appreciate it greatly. Goodbye. Have a good day, and have a great weekend.